I think the standard is the standard. I think that when you want to set a standard for something, you really need to know what is the outcome that you want, right? Like you are a podcast host, right? There's a standard that you want, and it might be your headphones, your microphone, your lighting, whatever it may be. It might be one of these situations where you have a standard. You seem to have a high standard. It's a beautiful microphone. I can hear you extremely well. You can hear me well with your headphones, and um, you're on time. You use a platform in Riverside that's one of the premier platforms for podcasting. So to me, it's important to know what that standard is. And the one thing that I talk about is usually whatever part you have that is below your standard, that project will drop to that standard. So you might have everything up here, but then it just your computer's slow and you have a slow internet. So you're down here. The whole project will then only be at that level. And I think that's what's one of the things that's important about having a standard. And it's like when you talk about these football coaches. These football coaches are usually, if they're any good at football coach as being a football coach, is that they are driven by standards. And one of them might be meeting times. And someone might say, like, why are you so hard? If someone's not 5 minutes early on a meeting, they're late in your opinion. And the other side of that coin is 9:01 becomes 9:14 real fast. So if you don't maintain a standard, it will drop really quick. So in terms of the standard being the standard, I think that that is one of the most important things you need to set for yourself, your life, your podcast, your business, whatever it may be, or your project will just be going off into the winds. You won't know where it's going to end up because of what's happening. And in regards to mediocrity not liking excellence and excellence not liking mediocrity, I think that's as much of a law as the sun coming up in the east and going down in the west. It's just a truth. In my life, I'm very lucky. I don't deal with a lot of mediocre people, but that's because I've developed a culture and a household where we don't allow those people through our doors. And it's not that we don't wish them well. It's just it doesn't do anything generally for my life, whether I'm training them, but if they want to come in once every 2 months and they're eating donuts as they're training, that's a waste of their money. It's a waste of my time in that component. And thankfully, as an adult, unless you have a 9 to 5 job or something where you have to interact with mediocre people, then you can choose the people on your bus. And if you choose excellence and love and connection, you're going to have an incredible life. I mean, to me, having a bus filled with people of excellence that love and pour into me, and that if I knew things were going wrong, they would pick me up and I can pour into them and pick them up when, life throws them a curveball. This is an extraordinary life.